Today's episode of the Read Pile is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
I'm Elle, and I like turtles.
And I am the sus man, Rick Sussman, and I gotta tell you, my future is so bright, I gotta wear shades. And you are watching the Read Pile.
It's the week of December 17th, and here's some comic book news you can use.
Kind of a light week for comic book news, which is fine.
Yeah.
Last couple of weeks have been pretty heavy, so keeping it light. Plus we have a metric ton of comics to review.
Yeah.
Big Read Pile this week. The big pile. She likes the big pile.
I do. It's nice.
Anyway, so the March solicitations are out, and DC's big event for March, it's Variant Month, are going to be like movie posters. So like Harley's getting like a Jailhouse Rock movie poster. Batman, they're doing like a Joker homage to The Mask. Justice League is getting the Magic Mike treatment.
I like that.
So everyone else is kind of buzzing about all this.
Okay.
What do you have to say about it? Now, mind you, DC's been doing the Variant Month. They've got the Harley variant, the Flash variant. Blah, blah, blah. We're doing Darwin Cook this week. You know, with the sideways ones.
I'm a little in the dark on it because here's the thing. I'm not all looking into it. I want a little surprise.
Okay.
I want to see it when it comes out. I haven't been searching the internet for them, but what I have seen, I saw the Joker one for The Mask. I'm gonna put myself out there. I don't like that movie.
You know what you haven't seen?
But I can respect the...
Hang on. You know what you haven't seen?
What?
Because you wouldn't even be talking about that Joker mask if you'd seen it. You must not have seen the Justice League Dark / Beetlejuice cover.
I haven't.
Yeah, with Deadman being Beetlejuice, and like Constantine is Alec Baldwin, his head in.
That sounds sexy.
And I think Zatanna is playing Alec Baldwin's like husband.
That's even sexier.
Wife.
I don't know
Anyway.
why, but it is.
All
It
right.
is.
All right. So coming up in March, which is
Thanks for ruining a surprise for me. Okay.
yeah, coming up in March. We don't even read Justice League Dark.
I don't care. I would have seen it. I would have bought the issue even though I haven't been reading it.
like the Superman book that you bought because it had a cat on it, the Superman selfie.
There was a cat,
Yeah.
and it was related to the Chuck Dixon issue that.
Superman saves the animals.
Yeah, he saves the animals.
All right, enough. You ready to do some reviews? You got a lot of reviews. I've got a ton. It's a lot.
It's a lot for me.
Let's do this.
All right. Time for some comic book reviews. So, nothing new this week, but wonderful things. Everything, I'm just going to say it right now, everything I read was fantastic. But, let's go one by one, and I'm going to tell you why. First one, Storytellers, which is, I will tell you a negative thing right up front. It's the last part. It was only 4, and this is 4 of 4. Still, absolutely wonderful, fantastic writing, and the artwork, hand in hand, just as beautiful. Given it wasn't the best one of the 4, but it was still wonderfully written. And to sum this up, as far as to relate it to something else, I would have to say it's very Cinderella. Not in a bad way. The take on it was very original. It was just perfectly done, and I don't know. There's something about this whole storyline. I'm looking forward to anything else that comes out. Fantastic. If you're not reading it, you got to keep going. It's Jim Henson. How can you not go? You can't go wrong. Next up, Alex and Ada. I'm telling you, I feel like I didn't watch soap operas when I was younger, but this is my soap opera. Watching just watching how they go, things that they're having to put up with, how the relationship is trying to build. It's so heartbreaking. And what happens at the very end of the book, you don't know what's going to happen next. What they're constantly having to deal with as far as people finding out about the relationship, that she's sentient, and that she's fully aware, but she's trapped. She's trapped. But she has so much to offer, and that was Buster. He is frustrated too. I can't get enough of this. Next up, Wonder Woman. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. She is all over the place. Fantastic. Something amazing happens in this issue. Absolutely amazing. And I'm not just saying in the storyline, I mean in DC Comics. Oh my god. It's, if you're not, part of me wanted to hate this when writers were changing. Any doubts I had completely erased. What is going on in Wonder Woman is, it is exploding. It is exploding in comics. I'm sure by the time you're reading it, you're watching this, you already probably know, because the internet spoils everything. But you gotta read it. You gotta read. Wonder Woman is fighting through having to deal with being God of War, her relationship with Superman, just everything that's going on is just powering down on top of her, and what is about to happen now, you can't even imagine. It is fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. But believe it or not, that wasn't the pick of the week. You know what was? Snyder's Batman. Of course it was. Why wouldn't it be? I'm just saying. I'm gonna say, if you're not reading it, Joker, you're so demented. Snyder, you know how to do Joker. You know how to do it just perfect. You know what is gut-wrenching. You know what Batman fans want to see. You know the reality of things that are going to happen. It almost brings me to tears. If I could cry, I would do it. But even the end story that's
so
in the back,
emo she doesn't even cry.
It's true. I'm saving it. I'm saving it. But even the end story at the back of the book, you can even tell with that something is building. Something is going to loop back into this main story. Usually does. That's why this is all fantastic. I love this writing. But there is something that happens in this issue that will blow you away. What is revealed to Batman, to Bruce, you would not believe. But one way to find out, get it, read it. In the meantime, let's see what Rick has to say.
Thank you for those reviews, Elle. So I had kind of an enormous read pile this week. It was a lot of books. Because of that, I'm not going to give you a 17-hour review of my entire stack. I'll give you some quick hitters. A lot of these are already talked about on Twitter, so if you follow us at The Read Pile, you know I've already mentioned some of these. I already talked about Goners, and how much I really enjoyed it. Hell of an ending on that book. Drifter, just another really fine issue of that. It's not super... it wasn't so awesome as the first issue, but it's the second issue. It's fine. It's still definitely worth checking out and definitely worth buying. It's not going anywhere. It's just I've got a lot of books to review, and I don't want to add it to the full review. Same thing with Moon Knight was another sort of like, okay, that was a good issue, but Brian Wood, Greg Smallwood, Jordy, they're doing fine stuff. It's nothing new or that different, so it's not really worth getting into. East of West. This is the World one-shot. It's actually been delayed by 3 months. Actually, realistically, it's like 5 weeks. It's cool, but it's just sort of Did you want to get into East to West? Actually, let me do this. Did you want to get into East to West? Have you been interested in hearing about it? Because I keep talking about it. That's a Bible. Pick it up. There's a very, very small story at the very beginning about the 3 horsemen that are still looking for death. The rest of the book is actually kind of interesting. It's full of all the information you need to know to jump headlong into East of West. So if you can find one at your local comic shoppery, I highly recommend it. Now, to the read pile. I picked up Rumble. Oh wait, no. It won't have one, so image not found. I picked up Rumble. This is really, really cool. It's like a demon on Earth, heavenly sword, monsters all over the place, an inept hero. There's just lots of stuff going on, and it's really cool. I used the term phonetic when I was describing it on Twitter, and it's really awesome. Any other week, I could see that being my pick of the week, but the books I have for this week were just monstrous. All of them have been picks of the week very recently, so any of these could have been my pick. Starting with Wayward, number 5. Alright, now we're going to have an image pop up here-ish. Jim Zub, I said it on Twitter, I'm saying it again. Oh my god, dude, there's a cat army. There's an army of cats, and that is phenomenal. More to the point, though, the story is now really kicking it into high gear. The first issue was kind of like, oh, a little wishy-washy, where are we going with this? I don't know. But from that point forward, it's just straight pedal to the metal. If you want to get on board with this, I cannot recommend Wayward enough. It's only up to issue 5, so the trade, Image is really good about making trades, so the trade has got to be coming out very soon. Cannot recommend it enough. If you only if you like anime and you like manga and stuff like that, because it's very American anime. I still think you can get into the book otherwise, but if you're into manga and you're into anime, you're going to love Wayward. It's got that feel and that vibe. It's so good. Next up, Mr. Scott Snyder's Witches, number 3. This is the first time I've reviewed an issue of Witches where it hasn't been my pick of the week, but it's for good reason. That's later on. If you hear a cat crying in the distance, that's Baby Girl, or Peggy Sue. She's the fat one. Anyway, Witches number 3 was super, super good. Should be here. And I loved it. But I also felt it was a little bit of a, like, okay, let's pull back just a little bit. The first and second issue went 150 miles an hour. And I could sort of see this going from now, okay, we don't want to give away the entirety of this book in the first 3 issues. We're going to have to start peeling back some of the layers of the story that's going on here. And I'm all about that. I think that's fine. But this was that issue. This was the time for us to sort of pull back on the lever a little bit, maybe pump the brakes a couple of times. Not a bad issue. Very, very, very good. But a little bit slower, and that's fine. Speaking of a little bit slower, Wicked and Divine. This is issue 6. This is the start of the new arc, featuring a character very much not looking like Prince, but is Prince. Sort of talks in a purple velvet kind of way, which is really funny. Like, the text of the character actually is like purple velvet. I love that. That was great. More new characters, more new development as we trudge through into what is going to be known as the second arc, called Fandemonium, which we actually are going to start getting to the bottom of why the gods are on trial to begin with, why Lucy was specifically on trial. Very good issue, but again, it's the first issue of a new arc, so it's an excellent jumping on point, but it wasn't like super explosion, crazy ridiculousness like the last couple have been. This all leads up to a very long review, I know, but it is my pick of the week time. Here we go. Batman and Robin, 37. If you notice in the corner here, Robin Rises Part 5. So, that whole thing about Robin Rises, that's not a gimmick. It has taken us a long time to get to this point. If you haven't figured it out, because DC already spoiled it, Robin's back. Sort of. We're a little, not 100%, but Bruce gets the job done. Like, he goes to Apokolips, he fights Darkseid. Just like Darkseid, bring it. And then he resurrects his son. You tell me how that's not going to be a pick of the week. He did it. It took him like 2 years, but he did it. Good. For you, our loyal followers of The Read Pile, we have an awesome offer from Audible.com. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their awesome service. You can download some really great books like The Hobbit, the unabridged version from Tolkien. You can download Divergent, Lean In, lots of great stuff to check out. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia for your free audiobook.
That's this week for the Read Pile. This guy. What are we talking about?
Well, I would like to extend a personal thank you to all of our NXT friends. We were at NXT Our Evolution, which now, I mean, is like a week old because it literally happened a week ago from this update. I didn't do the mayoral awards because it was bloody freezing out there, and we were out there forever.
It was really cold, and I was miserable, and I was complaining most of the time.
What are the odds that she would be upset about something? But Wrestling Central, the Dirt Worst, those guys, they made sure we had a great time. Taking photos, selfies with the mayor, that was a lot of fun. So I wanted to thank those guys. Hopefully they're out there watching. We appreciate it. Also, didn't say it last week, should have. We always want to keep Gail in our love and you know, big heart. She keeps doing so much work for us. And Gail, we know you watch the show, so thank you.
I don't do that thing that he does.
It's a heart.
I hate it. I can't stand that. I can't. It's a hipster thing to do. Hipster. Yeah, it's pretty lame. But I do love you. I am from that generation. I love it. Okay.
Well, what do you want to say?
I was gonna say, Happy Hanukkah.
Oh, Happy Hanukkah. Yes.
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 Mazel tov. You did good.
I did good.
Proud of you, booby. Proud of you. Let's go eat some latkes.
Let's start again. I'm first with everybody. Here in the camera.